Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We got another really good podcast for you today. First of all, Marley's on the show this morning. He was begging to be on the show. He wanted me to check and make sure he was nice and clean. So we're just checking his fur here while we're getting ready for everybody to get on here. Those of you on Spotify, Apple, Megaphone, and all the other podcast carriers, thank you. My gosh, the downloads are incredible. I think something's catching on. I think people are starting to enjoy the show. It's just amazing how many people are logging on, how many people are downloading it, and it is insane. And now we're picked up by every podcast carrier in America. So I'm pretty excited about that. Things are going well. This is my little rescue monkey. Those of you that have never seen the show before, this is Marley. He's the smallest monkey in the world. He's actually he's full grown. And he's 2 years old, and he look at that. He's as big as my hand. Those of you that are listening, you can go look at the show over on YouTube. You can see Marley. He's sitting right here on my hand right now. I'm just checking out his fur, making sure everything's nice and clean. He's a very, 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 very happy little monkey. And thank you all for joining us. Kelly and I are very, very happy for all the love and all the stars and all the badges and all the Venmos and everything that everybody sends us every single day. Kelly Girl wanted me to make sure and thank you all. And she's going to do her very best to be a part of the show on Thursday again this week. So hopefully she makes it. Tomorrow, don't forget, tomorrow's Wednesday. Text me any questions you have. Those of you that are listening on the podcast, it is Wednesday tomorrow. And what's the date? I think it's the 9th. So the 9th of August, if you're listening to the show, you can text in your questions tomorrow. I'll read them on air. 949-374-0786 is my number. I try to answer everybody's questions on a Wednesday. And then don't forget to check out our bitchin' website, yoursaltwaterguide.com. We're going to go over some of the reports on there today. And I'm talking about my favorite place to fish. Today on the show, it was my favorite place for a very long time, and we'll get into all that. We'll talk about why it isn't. Ow, Marl, I'm sorry. I'll keep doing it. Okay. He wants me to keep. He's like, you're not checking me, Dad. He gets mad, boy, if you don't do what he wants. He is definitely the boss, little Marley, man. Marley, we're going to have to let you go play in your house. We're going to do our show now, so everybody say goodbye to Marley. Marley's going to go do his thing. See you later, bud. Woo! All right. Okay, gang. Sorry about that, but Marley had to have a little bit of attention while I was getting ready to do the show. There he goes. He's fired up, jumping up in his spot. All right, gang. So for years and years and years, for 50 plus years, my very most favorite place to fish was San Clemente Island. I love San Clemente Island. I could pretty much catch fish there winter, spring, summer, fall. I love San Clemente Island. Now, not so much. The California sea lions have made it such a tough place to fish. My good buddy Todd Manzer was there yesterday on the boardroom. Pretty much once he got done rockfish fishing, there's no boats there right now. Everybody's fishing that offshore stuff, the bluefin, the dorado, and the yellowfin. So there's nobody at the island to take away the massive number of California sea lions. So he said it was impossible. He just went around the front side of the island and tried to go up by Persane, White Rock, Gold Bluff, all those areas. And there was just packs and packs and wolf packs of sea lions just waiting for him to get there. So he's like, there's no way. No way. And I was like, I know. The last couple times I've been there on a yacht or on a sport boat, it's just been covered up with sea lions. It's just so gross. And what a horrible way to treat a wild animal. They don't allow these poor animals to die of anything, so the population has just overwhelmingly gotten just humongous. I'd love to go on a podcast with like Theo Vaughn or Joe Rogan or somebody that has a lot more listeners than I do and go over this problem that we've created with the California sea lion. It's a definite something that needs to be talked about, needs to be addressed. Something needs to be done. My favorite place on the planet Earth to fish, and I get to fish in a lot of places, was always San Clemente Island. The front side of the island's magical. beautiful little caves and boiler rocks and phenomenal diving, lobster, abalone, spear fishing's incredible there. I've talked to a lot of my spearfishing buddies. They get harassed the whole time the minute they slip in the water now by the California sea lion. It's just sad what they've done to that island. And it's happening all up and down the California coastline, Alaska, Oregon, Washington. The poor salmon. I heard Joe Rogan talking about when they introduced the wolves to Wyoming and how the poor elk just getting slaughtered because they had no idea. There was no wolves. These older elks, they go to sleep in the brush, never had a problem. And now, whammo, these wolves are just eating them. It's so sad. Well, that same thing's happening in these rivers and streams where these sea lions have invaded these rivers and streams, and they're eating largemouth bass, and they're eating salmon, and they're eating bluegill, and they're eating the perch and the catfish. And it's just sad that we've allowed this to happen and allowed this wild animal to take over the rivers and streams and everywhere. It's just absolutely amazing. But that's for a different show. I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I don't like to fish San Clemente Island anymore. And I've kind of fallen in love with the middle of the backside of Catalina. That sea lion population's all over the front side of Catalina. It's very, very wicked. There's millions of them. But on the backside, middle of the island, you can seem for some reason to get away from them. And I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. And I know it's not going to last much longer because the thing about them is they multiply like you can. Every 9 months, they're having babies. And during the third trimester of the sea lion's pregnancy, she can get pregnant. So they're never not pupping. So if you think about it like that, that's pretty scary. And it's going to get really, really bad. And like we talked about a month or so ago, that they're eating people now. It's happening in San Diego. It's happening in Monterey. It's happening in San Francisco, Oregon, Washington. The sea lions are starting to eat people. I don't know why we're allowing it to happen. If Marley attacked a person, they would put him down in a minute. But it's crazy. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. We're not gonna delve into the sea lion thing today. We're gonna talk about what's going on out here on the water in Southern California and how you can be more successful on your private boat. I read so many reports on other websites. I read so many reports on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and TikTok of people having no success when they're out fishing, and they're always talking about the radio, the VHF radio. I didn't hear anything going on the VHF radio. I hear a couple guys talking on the VHF radio. Gang, I want to help you out tremendously here. We're going to talk about this radio fishing thing. Don't do it. I know by law you're supposed to have your radio on channel 16. I turn my volume down so I can barely hear it on channel 16, but I can hear it. But that's it. That's what I have my VHF radio on. No radio fishing ever done by me. I got my core group of guys that are out on the water, but I try not to even talk to them because they throw me out of my groove and they throw me out of my plan. I put together a pretty good game plan when I go out fishing or when people pay for me to take them fishing. I put together a pretty darn good game plan, and I think I'm pretty good at executing it. But if that radio starts chirping and I got people in the wheelhouse, I got passengers or members up in the wheelhouse, and they hear a guy on the radio talking about a wide open bite on the 209, and people are like, hey, don't you think we should go check that out? Well, let me help you. Have any of you that are watching the show or listening while you're driving, have any of you ever been in a wide open bite where the fish are biting wide open? I don't care if you're on a lake, stream, river, on your boat in the ocean, anywhere. You ever been on a wide open bite? Yeah, probably a couple of you have. Is the very first thing you thought of was I need to call everybody and tell them all to get over here? I doubt it very seriously. I doubt any of you ever even considered calling anybody. Then why are you on your radio waiting for someone to tell you on the radio where you should go? Stop and think about that for a minute, because most of you do it. You're sitting there listening to the VHF radio, and you're waiting for somebody magically to come on the VHF radio and invite you over to their wide open bite. Why are you doing that? Well, the first reason why is, yes, he finally did sharpen his knife. The very first reason why is because you're lazy. You didn't get up early. You don't have a pair of binoculars, and you have no idea what you're doing out there. So now you're going to fish with the radio on, and you're going to listen to people on the radio telling you where you should go fish. 99.9% of the people on the radio telling you where to fish, they're bored out of their mind. They're not catching anything. And they're playing with you on the radio. They're calling you on the radio and telling you, anybody that will listen, to go here or go there or do this or do that. Gang, they're not telling the truth. They're like CNN or NBC or ABC or CBS or Fox or whatever. They're not telling you the truth. They're lying. That radio is never, ever, ever going to be your friend unless, let's just say, Justin, Eli, Dan, Kim, they all got together the night before and they decided to pick a radio channel to be on, and they're going to work together as a team. Then, and only then, will the radio work. Guys, the sport boats that you're out there following around all day, they don't use the VHF radio anymore. Nope. They're not on it. They're not sharing what they're doing with each other. They have a whole new system they've been using for the last 15 years. You're never going to hear what they're doing. You're never, code group, yeah, your code group, that's fine. If you have one, if you know 5 or 6 people that are out on the water and you guys set up a plan before you go, that'd be great. But I'm trying to help you understand the radio. You don't want to know what's going on. When you get back in at the end of the day, we have members on the website, Your Saltwater Guide, that go, well, I listened to the radio and it didn't sound very good today. If it is good, they're not going to tell you on the radio. My gosh, I preach this on my website like you can't even believe. I have 4,000 plus members over there, and I tell you all the time, don't fish for boats and don't fish by the radio. And then there's still people that judge how it was out on the water by what chatter they heard on channel 72 or channel 65. Those of you on the East Coast or in Texas or in Florida that are listening, those are the 2 channels we use out here on the West Coast. For some reason, they think you're going to get information on there. There's some fishing clubs that fish by the radio all the time. There's some fishing clubs that I've gone out with. Their members on their boats, they don't even have a pair of gyro stabilizing binoculars. They're millionaires and they don't have a pair of binoculars. They all fish by the radio. If one of their booger eating buddies get to fish, all the booger eaters go right to where he was. It's the craziest thing. And these are fishing clubs that should know better. You should know better. The radio is not your friend. The really good guys that are really, really good at fishing, they're not calling you on the radio and telling you. Why would they do that? Nothing's going to ruin the bite more than calling on the radio, and then every single boat out there on the water is going to hear what's going on and come over and ruin your bite, ruin what you worked all day for, staring into the gyro stabilizing binoculars for hours and hours and hours. And you finally find some fish that are biting, or you finally find a kelp patty that's biting, or you finally find a marlin, or do you really, 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 honestly, from today forward, believe that someone's going to get on the radio and tell you that you don't know, you've never met before in your life? Gang, I was a really, really, really bad human back in the 70s and 80s when I was that's how I was taught in the industry. It was a very, 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 very crazy industry back then. And Marley went potty right there. So the monkey smell is pretty gnarly. But I could drive your boat from my boat. I did it many, many days. What do you mean, Captain Dave? And I can do it tomorrow morning if you had me on your boat and there was a lot of boats around us. I can drive other people's boats from my wheelhouse of my boat. And let me explain it to you. I don't know your channels on the East Coast, and you guys are bigger, softer, kinder out there than we are on the West Coast. Let's be honest. But on the West Coast, we have two channels, 72 or 65. So here's how I could do it. Here's how I could run your boat from my boat. I can call on the radio and I can give you numbers, GPS numbers, to a bank that's 8, 10, 12 miles from where we are fishing and catching. I can see a boat on the horizon coming at me because they saw that I'm stopped. They saw that I'm engaged in the act of fishing from very far away. They saw the 30-foot tower. They see that it's not moving. They're honing in on me. They're driving right straight at me for no reason at all, except that they're coming over to see what I'm catching. I will get on the radio and I will call Jimmy Joe Jack, this is Tommy. You picking me up? And then I'll answer myself. Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy. It's me. Yeah, go ahead. Hey, you got to get over here. You got to get to 118, 33, 12, or 33, 11, 789. And I'll give those numbers out over and over and over again on the radio and I'll do it on 72. I'll do it on 65, and I'll make it sound more and more exciting each time. You got to get over here. They're eating the paint off the bottom of the boat. You got to get over here. We're running out of bait. You got to get over here. Pretty soon I see that boat because I already know that boat isn't fishing for fish. I already know that because he's been driving straight to me for the last 5 miles, and I've been in the gyros. While we're catching fish, I'm always looking for the next fish. So I'm in the gyros and I'm watching that boat drive by a kelp patty. Then I watch him drive by a school of breaking bluefin. And then I watch him drive by a bunch of free jumping dorado. And I already know that boat is just going to come to me. He's not fishing for fish. He's fishing for boats. And I know if I call out enough times on the radio, I'm going to get his attention. And he is going to start heading for the numbers that I put out on the radio. It happens all the time. I'm not the only person out there doing it. There are so many people that are doing it every day. They're out there doing it every single day. All I'm trying to do is help. Like I talked to one of our members this morning. I don't have a bunch of extra words. With the stuff that I give, the information that I give you, the information that I try to share with you is real information. There's no reason. I don't need to argue with you. I don't need to get into this. Why you need a big bait tank in the middle of the center of your deck. I don't need that. I don't want to argue with you. You need it because it makes fishing easy and it makes it fun. But listen, and I'm sorry you're guilty, Steve, but I guarantee you 90% of the people that are listening to this show are guilty of this. They fish for boats and they fish by the radio. Here's the thing about fishing for boats. And this will destroy every game plan you have, Stephen. When you go out on your boat, and let's just pretend like you're tired of sucking, so you signed up to my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com, and now you don't have to ever suck again because you're part of my group, and I make sure you don't suck unless you want to. Then I'll send you into suck zones, but most people want to be successful, so I make sure you don't suck, and I make sure you're not out there eating your boogers all day. Even though it's okay to eat your boogers, just don't eat other people's boogers. That's when you're really bad. When you start to eat other people's boogers, that's gross. Don't be a booger eater is all I try to tell everybody all the time. The radio, fishing by the radio makes you a booger eater, and fishing for boats makes you a booger eater. But, Stephen, if you got your friends come with you on your boat, they are your biggest enemy because here's what happens. If you have your radio on, and they hear other people talking about catching fish, they're going to go, Stephen, Brian, Scott, whatever your name is. Hey, did you hear that guy on the radio? He's catching fish. Do you know where he's at? So when you have the volume up on your radio, you're killing yourself. You're just cutting your throat. You just might as well just grab a big handful of boogers and start eating them. That's why I keep the volume down as low as I possibly can so people don't overhear people on the radio. Then the other thing that'll ruin your day is when they come up to you while you're driving your boat and they go, "Hey, Steven, there's 3 boats over there. There's 3 boats over there. Now there's 4 boats over there. Steven, I can't believe you're driving by those boats. Now there's 5 boats over there. Why? Steven, we got to go look. You got to have a conversation with the people before you get on your boat, before you guys leave in the morning. Listen, number 1, we're not using the radio today. The volume's going to be down. We're going to be on 16, monitoring 16 because that's the law. But we're going to have the volume down low because we don't need the radio all day making all kinds of noise. I'll be monitoring the radio, so relax. You don't need to worry about the radio, but we're not fishing with the radio today. Then the second thing you have to tell your friends, because they ruin your plan every time, is when you see a handful of boats somewhere, the only reason there's a handful of boats is because one of them had a plan. One of them's probably a member of my website. One of them's catching fish, and the other 4 or 5 or 6 or 12 or 18 or 25 boats are watching. So you got to make sure that your friends understand we're not going boat watching today. We're not going boat fishing. We're not going to go out there and look for where the boats are. We're actually going to go fish for fish. It's an amazing concept, but you need to let your passengers, your friends, your family members, whoever's with you, you got to help them to understand what your plan is, because when they get on your boat and you're driving offshore, say you're going to Catalina and you start to go by the 14-mile bank and there's 10 boats there fishing rockfish, and you have no desire to catch rockfish in the middle of the summer when the calico bass, barracuda, bonita, and yellowtail are biting wide open in Catalina, but they see those boats at the 14-mile bank and they're like, "Ron, we got to go over there. Ron, we got to go over there. Ron, we got to go over there." Shut up. We're not going over there. We're not going fishing for boats today. Get that out of your thought process. Don't even talk about it. Gang, real quick, today's Promar Ahi USA Tuesday. We always talk about Promar products. We usually do it around 20 minutes into the show. Today we're talking about a really spectacular couple of them. You got the Deception lure and you got the Live Deception lure. These lures are a must-have right now with what's going on out here on the water. The Live Deception flash lure, look at this one. Look at how it flashes. This thing's going to just make any fish swimming around come over and eat it. He can't help it. The Live Deception lure is another great lure for when you're fishing that foamer bluefin. You can chuck this mackerel pattern right into the middle of that foamer on 100-pound and hang on to your hats. Tell me if you throw this into a foamer and you start winding it, you're not going to get bit. Give me a break. They're going to eat it all day. Then this Live Deception flash, phenomenal for fishing the islands. When there's a massive amount of bait around, this is good. The regular Deception without the flash. When there's not a massive amount of bait around, you're fishing at the islands and you're trying to buy a bite or you're trying to trick a fish into eating it, this Live Deception flash lure, this thing's going to make them bite. See the flash on it? So grab the QR code real quick for Promar. And remember, all you got to do is visit the Promar website and you're going to got an opportunity to win a free bag of swag. These lures are available over there at Promar. Grab the QR code. Those of you on TikTok or those of you listening, just go to Promar Ahi or PromarAhi.com. PromarAhi.com, or enter through the QR code. Just by entering the website, we're going to know Elliot built the website for Promar. We can track every one of you. We're going to give away another free bag of swag like we did last week. You want to have some of these Deception lures, either the flash or the regular Deception, but you want to have some on your boat, and they make several different sizes. You saw me up in the mangroves catching bonefish on the pinhead size. It's about 2 inches long. It's a phenomenal little bait, but these bigger ones are great for this bluefin that's out here, or the yellowtail fishing the island. These things are deadly, deadly, deadly. You're going to love these lures. You're going to check them out. When you're on the website, when you're over at Promar, you're also going to see all the products they have. They make everything you fish with every day. They make gaffs. They make landing nets. They make the sabikis. They make the sabiki rods. Remember, you have to have a landing net on your boat. It's the law. We keep getting these messages coming from people that are getting these tickets, and I don't want to harp on it, but they're at Catalina getting tickets for fishing without a landing net. How many shows do I need to do about this? The landing net's required by law. They can give it to you out there fishing that bluefin. If they board you, and they do all the time, if you don't think they do, they do. They board you out in the middle of the ocean, they can write that ticket. If you're fishing in California, you by law have to have a landing net. You said you did when you signed your license. So just remember that. So go to the website, check it all out. While you're visiting, you don't even have to buy anything. That's going to enter you into the contest to win the free bag of swag we give away on September 1st. I'm going to pull the QR code down right now. So gang, go ahead and grab it. If you're thinking about grabbing it, just put up your phone right there to the QR code and grab that, and you got it. And it's yours. It's going away. Goodbye. All right, back to what we were talking about. Gang, I want you to be successful when you go fishing on your private boat. I want you to be successful when you go fishing on a sport boat. I want you to be successful when you go fishing on a 6-pack charter boat. All the stuff I share with you on this show every day, Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, is all to set you up to be successful when you go fishing. That's all it is about. The radio fishing, the boat fishing, the how to rig, and all the other things we talk about. This is what I want you to do. I want you to be with your children posting a picture like this. Check this out. How cool is this? Look at the smile on that young lady's face. Those of you listening, you can go see this over on YouTube. But look at Don took his dad and his wife and the kids, and they all went out fishing, grandpa and the kids, and they caught well over 100 fish. They couldn't go anywhere without catching fish because they're using the techniques on my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com. I flash these reports up every day on the show to try to show you. These are members just like you guys that are listening to the show right now. They're nothing special. They're just members of the website that are able to take a little direction and follow the simple game plan that I draw out every Thursday for all the members. Let's see. Here's another really cool. Here's my good buddy Darren and his son fishing the Coronado Islands, wide open calico bass fishing, full speed, all you want. Look at the smile on his son's face. Gang, that's what I want you all to do. I want you all to be successful when you go fishing on your private boat or when you go fishing on a sport boat. It means so much to me because I'm so invested in the sport fishing industry. My family's been in it since 1947. We really, really care. And we know how important it is for you to be successful. Also, we cover the surf. We got my good buddy, Bill Varney's going to be on Friday. Look at, this is one of our members, Nick, right off the website, posting what he's doing. We have lots of people posting about what they're catching in the surf. We got Bill Varney going to be on here on Friday. He has fishthesurf.com, fishthesurf.com. You can check him out. Bill's going to be on the show. We're going to bring him in. He's going to start working with us on the website because that's a part of the fishing thing that we're missing. I just did a podcast back Midwest, surf fishing podcast with a guy. It's all fish. It's all about fishing. It's all about fishing. And we're going to start covering the piers. We're going to start doing so much more. We already have 4,000 members on the website. It only grows more every single day because people are sick and tired of sucking at fishing, and they don't want to not be successful when they take their friends or their family out fishing. That's why this website's so important. But we cover everything. Everywhere you're going to fish, whatever you're going to do, I have a video for you about it. I promise you. I would love for you to stump me and come up when you're searching through my videos and you're looking at the browser and you're going, I wonder if he has anything about sand bass. Boom, 15 videos pop up. Wonder if he has anything about halibut. Bam, 15 videos pop up. Gang, I have over 580 videos on the website, counting the podcast, counting the game plans, counting the hot spots. We cover everything, gang. If you want to go one spot shop to get all your information, I've had people tell me before, oh, I can get that on YouTube. Really? You have that much time to search through the thousands and hundreds and thousands of videos on YouTube to pinpoint what you're trying to catch? Your time isn't more valuable than $9 a month. That's what it costs to be a member of my website, $9.99 a month. That's what it costs. You want to check it out. Gang, I give free. You can go there and look for free. There's no obligation to buy. I don't have any way to get in your wallet or get in your credit card. You simply send me your email address, text message it to me at 949-374-0786. I'll give you a free look at the website. It's free. Won't cost you a penny. You get to see all the fish reports that I just posted, all the ones I just showed you of people out on their private boats having fun, catching fish, or fishing in the surf, having fun. And the members share where they're at. They share exactly where they are, exactly how they're doing it, and why they're doing it, and how simple it is if they follow that easy, laid out plan. Do not make this fishing thing more complicated than it is. All I'm trying to do is help you to be successful when you go fishing. I don't have a tackle company that I own. I represent several different companies. Promar, phenomenal company. I've used their products for years and years and years. But all the stuff I tell you on the website are things that actually work. And you can see so many posts with the live deception flash lure hanging out of the fish's mouth, the rock cod squirts. You can see hundreds of posts of the Akuma rods and reels working. They work just fine. People catch plenty of fish using the techniques that I talk about. The game plans that come out every Thursday will make it so you don't have to fish for boats anymore. You got to stop fishing for boats, gang. You really do. I don't care where you're at. I don't care if you're on a lake or a stream or if I'm fishing. Let's just say I go fly fishing. If I get to somewhere where there's other people, I'm gone. I'll get in my car, drive away, or I'll go hike 20 minutes to get to an area where I don't want to fish for boats. I don't want to fish where other people are fishing. I want to find my own fish. Something that I was talking about on that video I posted on social media a couple days ago about all the boats coming in on us when we were catching those Dorado. Here's how I ran my charter business, and here's how I ran my charter boat for years. I would get to an area where there weren't any boats, and I would fish and I would catch fish. If other boats start showing up in that area and start catching fish and I'm not catching fish anymore, I get the hell out of there, because the last thing I want you to do is stand on the back of my boat that you paid money to go on and tell me that that boat over there is catching fish. How lame is that? If you're doing this for a living and you're doing that and you're following boats around, you're a booger eater. Gang, you don't want your passengers saying, hey, look at that guy, he's catching fish and we're not. I get the hell away from all the other boats and go find more fish. Just because I found an area where there's some fish, that's not the only place in the ocean where there's fish, gang. You got to go hunt. You got to go look. You got to get out there. Do you do X? Don't know what X is, Matt. Mattress man. What the hell? Don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about. Andrew Lyons, go kill some bugs. What are you doing on here, buddy? What are you doing? Don't know what you're talking about. Don't know anything. I don't do charters. I'm fully retired. I know people that do charters in Cabo. I know people that do charters in Dana Point, San Diego, LA, wherever. I don't do charters anymore. I make content. I do my podcast Monday through Friday. Play with my beautiful wife and my monkey and go to the beach every day. And that's kind of how we do our life. We did the charter boat business at the highest level you could possibly do it at. We did the sport boat thing for 20 years at a very, very high level. I've done everything you can do in this industry. I did the guide service thing at a super high level. I went with you on your boat, taught you how to fish on your boat. I've seen every scenario that you could possibly ride up on boats. I've been on the best year I ever had. I was on 147 different boats in 1 year as a guide, going with you on your boat. I was the only guide in Southern California for a very, very long time that went with you on your boat and taught you how to fish on your boat. I was the very first licensed saltwater guide in Southern California, licensed by the California Fish and Wildlife, because they were watching me on social media every day, having so much fun going out with so many people that they approached me one day and asked me, Captain Dave, you got your guide license? I'm like, there isn't one. And the Fish and Wildlife lieutenant told me, oh, yes, there is. And I said, okay. And then we called the office and there wasn't one. And I said, I wanted one. I've been doing this for 12 years. There's not a guide license. Now there is. Now it's required by law. But when I first started, there wasn't one. They had to create it out of thin air for me. There was plenty of freshwater guide licenses, but there was no saltwater guide license when I started. I promise you, I was the very, very first one. I'm not making it up. It's absolute truth. Yes, you are, Andrew. You've always supported me, and I thank you for that over on TikTok. So, gang, when I'm trying to explain something to you like this radio thing, turn off your damn radio. It's not going to do you any good. It's not going to help you. You're not going to get a decent fish report off the radio. You're not going to know what happened today. I don't know what. I read this all the time. Sounded like a pretty slow day today on the radio. I could have caught 10 million fish today, but I guarantee I didn't get on the radio and tell anybody. Don't use the radio to figure out what's going on. And if you guys want decent fish reports from private boaters, go to my website. There's a whole section called Fish Reports where people are posting these reports. They're posting reports just like this every single day. There's so many. There's thousands of reports on the website from people who are super happy because they're out there catching fish and they're not fishing for boats and they're not using their radio to fish with, gang. You got to have your radio on. It's the law. I know that because I made a video a couple years ago where I told you to turn your radio off, and then all the Karens came pouring in. Oh, you got to have your radio on. Oh, it's the law. Okay. All right. Turn your radio on, channel 16. Turn the volume down and take a deep breath and go fish for fish. And quit looking for boats. Quit trying to figure out what that other boat is doing. That was another thing that people used to tell me all the time. This is how I covered that one. Hey, Captain Dave, what's those guys doing over there? I said, they're looking for me. They're out here looking for me. They're spending their whole day looking for me. They finally found us, and they're all headed this way. Because remember the boat I ran for 9 years, the Wild and Sack, had that 30-foot tower. So, boy, when they found us, they would come a-running. We carried 20 scoops of bait. We were in. We were always in the fish. We were always having a good time. I had 2 really good young men working for me with phenomenal eyes. Throw them up in the tower with the pair of gyro stabilizing binoculars. They could find fish 5 miles away. We were having the time of our lives. We were catching fish like you can't even believe. But one thing I never, ever did, I never went and fished for boats. I never went out there and looked for boats. I would look in an area when I started heading out, and if there was 10 or 12 boats over on that a mile or 2 off to the port side, we would head to the starboard side and start working our way out that way and get away from the boats. Get away from all the boats, start fishing for fish. It's super important. I have those t-shirts. Gang, remember, we're having this contest right now that if you take a picture, post it on social media of you wearing one of my shirts or one of my hats, and you post it, we're giving away $200. Now, so far, we've had one person post a picture. That's it. One on social media. Post a picture wearing my swag, wearing one of my hats or one of my shirts. You can grab a shirt or a hat, go to my store right there. The QR code's up there. Shop the official Your Saltwater Guide merchandise store. If you post a picture wearing some swag of mine on social media, you got a good opportunity to win $200. Right now, only one person's posted. Remember, Sean Doyle's watching right now. Last year, Sean Doyle, you can tell everybody you won $1,000 just by posting a bitchin' picture all over social media with my shirt on, with that big Dorado. There's so many different ways to win stuff on this show. We give away stuff every single week. We give away line. We give away rods and reels. We give away lures. We give away hats, shirts, jackets. Tomorrow, text the show Wednesday. Those of you on any podcast, you can send in your question right now. You can send it in today or tomorrow, 949-374-0786. I will read it online. And then Kelly Girl will pick one lucky person tomorrow. We always send you a shirt. We send out 2 shirts a week because that's how we're devoted to our members and our audience. And we want you all to be participating in this. All you got to do is send in a question and you got a really good chance to win a shirt. We pick one person on Wednesday and we pick one person on Thursday to give a shirt away to. But get a picture of you or one of your children wearing some of my swag. Let's give you $200. I'll Venmo it or Zelle it right to you. On September 1st, we'll announce the name and then I'll Zelle you or Venmo you the $200. It's that easy. Take a picture of you wearing my clothes and we'll get you out that $200 if it's a good picture and you post it on social media and Kelly Girl picks you, you'll win $200. Gang, this offshore thing is really heating up. It's really getting good. If you look at the post, a lot of people are catching a lot of Dorado. A lot of people are catching a lot of bluefin. People are starting to catch some of that yellowfin. Catalina, San Clemente Island, the Horseshoe, down the coast, Coronado Islands, Point Loma, all the calico bass are biting like crazy. Fishing is so good right now. There's no reason in the world you shouldn't be participating in all this fun fishing. And if you're having a hard time figuring it out, if you're out there trying to figure it out on your own, like the booger eaters over there on Instagram are telling you, oh, don't sign up for a website. Just go figure it out like I had to. Signing up to a website like Your Saltwater Guy, that's selling out. And that Captain Dave, he's a sellout. No, I want you to be successful. Gang, do you want to go tonight, go see Aerosmith? And hopefully Steve Perry isn't there. And they throw some guy up on the stage that's never played a guitar before. And they say, hey, jump up there and just figure it out. We're gonna put on a concert for 3 hours. We want you to figure out how to play the guitar during the concert. No. That's not what you want to do. You want to go see Steve Perry. You want to go see Steve Perry play that guitar. You want to go see the best artist you possibly can see. You want to get on an airplane tomorrow and hope that pilot has got the greatest training in the world. So why wouldn't you do that on your boat? Why wouldn't you want the most information you could possibly have to be successful when you take your friends or family out on your boat? Gang, I don't go out fishing without the most information I can get. I'm not going to go down here and go rooster fish fishing tomorrow morning without talking to five or six of the Ponga guys that were out fishing today or yesterday or the day before and find out what they're seeing and what the water looks like and what the bait situation is and where the mullet are and all those different things before I go. I'm not going to go wing it figure it out on my own. Figure it out. And I've been fishing for a living for 48 years, but I'm not figuring it out on my own. Just like when I go fishing with my boys and we go fly fishing in Montana or Wyoming or Utah or Tahoe or places I've never fished before, very first thing I do is hire a guide. Yeah, I know. Think about that for a minute. I'm a fishing guide for 48 years, but the first thing I do when I get to new water, I hire a guide. I don't know what I'm doing there, and I didn't go all the way there to try to figure it out on my own. I want to catch fish when I go fishing. It is so important to me. You want to go see Chuck Berry, but just have him sing and not play the guitar, have somebody else that's never played a guitar play the guitar for Chuck that day? No, 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 no. You want the very best. Same when you go fishing. You want the very best chance to catch a fish. Okay. Don't sign up for my website. Sign up for somebody else that gives you all this information. And be on there and study all their videos. Study all the videos about Catalina. Study all the videos about San Clemente Island. Study all the videos about the Horseshoe. Study those videos on the other websites, whatever website you decide to be on, but study it and make sure that you have all the information that you, oh, Ross, yeah, I know. There is no other website. There is no other website that talks about Catalina or San Clemente Island or the Horseshoe or the Channel Islands or the Coronado Islands or Point Loma or La Jolla or Dana Point. I know. But if there was, you want to sign up for it and you want to get on it and you want to grab as much information as you can before you take your beautiful wife or your children or your grandchildren or your grandma or grandpa out fishing. You want as much information as you can have. Information is key in this fishing thing, gang. Figuring out on your own, that's ridiculous. Why would you even try to figure it out on your own? Also, what is cool about my website, gang, is there's an app attached to it. The app's part of the website. An app? Yeah, Captain Dave has an app. It's mine. Nobody else's. Kelly Girl and I developed it, put it together. Elliot did all the technical stuff. We don't know anything about technical stuff, but we put together the best fishing app for anybody. I don't care where you're at. This stuff will work in Fiji. This stuff will work in Cabo. This stuff will work conditions, current, all the different things you need to be successful when you go fishing. Fishing on a lake, fishing on a stream, fishing in the surf. All the stuff on the website works anywhere you go because remember, at the end of the day, they're just fish. But when you get to a new area you've never been before, you still need to know where to go. That's why I always hire a guide. I always hire a guide because I want to know. Maybe the first 2 days I'll be with a guide, checking out the water, checking out what he's telling me to do, finding out the patterns that the fish are eating, understanding the bugs that are there, understanding the bait, matching the hatch. All these things matter, gang, and they matter more than you can imagine. Like I try to tell you on my videos, the success is in the details. That's how you find out if the people watched a video or not. The only people that cancel the website, and I see everybody because I own it, people that cancel never watched a video. It's the craziest thing. The people that are watching the videos, the people that are doing all the posting on the fish reports, those people don't ever cancel. They're with me. Some of them have been with me for 5 years because they use all the stuff. They don't want to suck when they go fishing. It's amazing how many people don't look at the videos. They sign up and they never look at them. I don't understand. And those of you that are sitting on the fence right now, hanging out, listening to my podcast, driving in your truck or driving in your car, all you got to do is call me. 949-374-0786. I don't want your money. I want you to go look at my website for free. Free. There's no way for me to get in your wallet. There's no way for me to charge your phone or whatever magical thing you think that people can do if you give them access to your email. You give me your email, I give you a free look at my website. It's free. Then you can make your own decision. Do you want to go out there fishing with all the knowledge you could possibly have, or you just want to keep winging it? It's up to you. It's cool. If you sign up for the website, it's not going to change what Kelly and I eat for dinner, but it will change what you catch. I promise you. It will change what you catch. Check out my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com, gang. Those of you listening in your cars or on TikTok, And those of you on Facebook and YouTube, I already threw the QR code up there. It's real easy. Just hit it with your phone. Jump over there on the website. My phone number is plastered everywhere. Don't get to the website and start to sign up. And then when it gets to the credit card thing, go, he said I was free. Yeah, if you call me, I just can't swing the doors open and let everybody sign up. You need to talk to me. You need to call me. And then you can have a free look. It's real simple. I am super easy to talk to. You can look at all the people on my website. They'll all tell you they call me every day. My phone rings nonstop all day, every day. People want to know where to go and what to do. And I give you the best game plan possible. Plus, I hook people up that are out there, 3 or 4 different guys out on their own boats. We make a community, let you all fish together. It's a pretty good thing. But gang, from today forward, do yourself a favor. Turn the volume on your radio down. It's not going to help you. It's not. I know your sisters, brothers, aunts, cousins, nephews said he was listening to the radio one day and somebody called him in on a wide open bite. It doesn't happen. You've never heard me call anybody in on a wide open bite on the radio. It's not going to happen. If it does, it'll be once in a million. But the radio gets you in trouble every time. We've just had a lot of new people load it before. Ross, I have it. It's phenomenal. I put out 3 brand new videos every single day. I put out 3 new videos every day. That'll be out in a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, but I made the video. I've edited it all. It's in the SKU. Watch. I got a video coming out. I think it starts tonight. I was with Tommy Gomes on Thursday, gang. You'll love this story. Hang with me for a minute. I know I'm running out of time. I was with Tommy Gomes on Thursday. We made 40 plus videos. We filleted so many different kinds of fish: white sea bass, halibut, monchong, opa. We got some great opa video. We got halibut filleting. We got the monchong. We got the white sea bass. We got rockfish. We got different kinds of rockfish, identifying it. I got the video of the shovel. I got 2. And I'll talk about the videos when they're up. But one thing that's going to blow all of your minds, if you haven't been to Tunaville Market and Grocery in San Diego, you got to go. Tommy's there from 11 o'clock in the morning till about 2. And he's absolutely the most kindest human you'll ever meet. He showed me so many different fish and so many different ways to eat fish. But what we did was he had a spinal cord of a swordfish. You guys, you're not going to believe this video when you see it. He took the spinal cord of a swordfish, okay? Laid it out on the table, took this giant fillet knife that's way sharper than any knife I have. Those of you that watch my videos know what I'm talking about. And he took the spinal cord and he cut it right at one of the vertebrae, right at the knuckle of the vertebrae, cut it in half, opened it up. It was full of spinal fluid, bone marrow, if you will. It's like Jell-O. He scooped it out. I didn't do nothing. I just ate all this cool stuff. He scooped it out with this big spoon, cut it in half, put it in 2 little spoons. Then he took some 3-month-old dry-aged bluefin. It was like a little rock. And he hits it on the counter and he shows you how hard it is. And he took a shredder and he shredded it out across that piece of spinal fluid. Then he took a lime and he zested that on it. Then he told me to put it in my mouth and let the flavors dissolve in my mouth. I made this video with Tommy, gang. It is the most unbelievable thing. The food that I got to eat with Tommy, you guys saw me eating that dry-aged bluefin yesterday. The spinal cord, absolutely incredible. The flavor, you're not going to see this anywhere else on the planet. I've never seen anything like it anywhere. You got to get down there. It's an unbelievable video. The flavor was incredible. It's just absolutely unbelievable. So get down there to see Tommy. He's just the kindest human being in the world. Watch his show, Fishmonger, on the Outdoor Channel. It's a wonderful show. Tommy's out there exposing everybody. He's exposing all the different fisheries in the United States. It's spectacular. There's Marley. I know he wants. I promised him when the show was over, I'd take him out in the backyard. So he just came over to the edge. I don't know if you saw him. Marley just walked over to the edge to see. He knows it's getting close. We got 5 minutes, little buddy. We got 5 minutes and we're going outside, Marley. Gang, I want you to make sure that you don't make the mistakes I made when you go fishing on your private boat. Stay away from other boats. Stay off the flipping radio. Those two things will destroy the best game plan you possibly have. Always, always, always put together the best game plan you can have when you're getting ready to leave in the morning. And don't come off your game plan. If you stay with your game plan, you'll have success. 90% of the people cannot stay with the game plan. And their main reason is other boats and the radio. Pull them off their game plan every day. Once you're off your plan, the whole day disintegrates. And the day is over so quickly. Your day is over so fast. Yeah, he is, Dan. Yeah, the day is over so quick. So if you blow it and you mess up your plan and you come off of it because of another boat or a radio call, you can't recover from it. Your day is gone and it's over and you're like, dang, I wasted my day. I came off of my plan. Don't second guess yourself either. If you have a plan, stick with the plan. Stick with the plan all the way till the end, because I guarantee you, if you stick with it, it's going to pay off. People come off the plan too early sometimes too. When they're out there on their boat and they're catching a fish every time they throw their... Darren, I'm throwing you under the bus. Wide open calico bass fishing at the Coronado Island. Crystal clear blue water. Wide open calico bass. A fish every time threw his line in the water. And he left those to go look for fish. I can't even believe that. I can't even believe you would leave fish to look for fish. That is crazy. I know, Darren. I know. I threw you under the bus. Gang, the miracle was probably just about to happen. His next bait was probably going to be a yellowtail or a white sea bass or a bluefin or a halibut. But he left biting fish to go look for fish. Don't make that mistake either. I did that many times in my career in the early days, in the early 80s. I made that same mistake. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Whenever you're tired of sucking at fishing, sign up to my website. It's not a hurry. I'm not going anywhere. You can still go out there and waste thousands of dollars on fuel. I will still be here for you when you're done. When you're tired of wasting all that time and energy and money, put your ego in your pocket, sign up to my website. I don't care if you've been doing this for 30 years or you've been doing this for 10 minutes. I promise I will never let you down. I can help all of you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of. Thanks for downloading. Yeah. Hey, something to keep an eye on over on YouTube. We're going to hit 50,000 subscribers in the next couple of days. We're at 49,690. And right now we're averaging 1,500 new subscribers a month. So just hang on. It's going to happen real quick. 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. Can you believe that? We have 247,000 followers on Facebook. We have 93,000 followers on TikTok. None of this is possible without you. We have 38,000 followers on Instagram. With 2,000 followers on the new platform Threads already. We have 11,000 followers on X, formerly known Twitter. I'm blown away. I can't believe it. I must be doing something right. So keep watching me and I'll keep making these videos and we'll keep on having fun together. And Don't be a booger eater, Ross. Absolutely.